I watched The Electric State yesterday, and to my surprise, I have never heard of this movie before.
What?
I don't know where the budget went for the marketing because this movie cost a whopping $320 million. I get that this star power like Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown, Anthony Mackie, Stanley Tucci, and Gus, this gonna cost you a lot. But it doesn't justify the poor writing, boring story, and the actors playing the same character as they are in the different movies. Sorry Chris, I love you, but this is just Star-Lord in a different universe. Let me actually tell you the things that I really like. The character design of the robots. That's it. There is nothing more to like in this movie apart from Ke-Huy Quan, who is actually putting in some effort despite the terrible script. Just listen to this.
They don't blink. I blink.
Incredible.
And with that, let's come to the things that make this movie a masterpiece. The plot. This is a story of a girl who is a sister of a genius brother, whose story is set in a timeline where we advanced in robotics and AI so much in 90s that we have a fully capable machine of forming their own thoughts. And as we know, with machines becoming self-aware, chaos comes along with it. So after 4 years, a war broke out between humans and machines. There is an organization center formed by an evil Steve Jobs who ended the war with the machines, which led to a treaty where the machines are isolated in a different confinement to live. The robots which are working for Center are powered by a human brain. And whose brain, you asked? It's Christopher's, Michelle's little brother. Turns out Chris is a super genius, and after the accident, Center took him. They harnessed his brain to a machine which can use him to power the functioning of the Center robots. Of course, that is quite possible with the technology we had in 90s. I mean, have they not watched the Terminator in this timeline?
Nope.
This reminds me of a game, Detroit Becomes Human, where the AI becomes self-aware. You can see some elements of different movies like Pacific Rim, Transformer, Iron Giant scattered throughout the movie. So our 28-year-old Michelle, who can pass as a high school student, I guess, is in a foster home because her parents and her brother died off screen in a car accident like most movies where they have to show the child is an orphan.
I am an orphan and I do what I want.
She encountered a wild robot. No, that's a different movie. The robot was telling her that he is her brother, and it only took 25 seconds to convince her.
You serious?
Actually, Chris is being kept alive by Center, but in unconscious state, where his brain is working to compute the Center. Now they are in the quest to get to the exclusion zone where the robots are exiled. He believes that his body is in there. So they hitchhiked a ride on a truck of an ex-soldier who fought in a war and now turned into a black marketeer. And this is just Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt, and I'm okay with that. In fact, I'm more invested in the dynamics between his robot Herman and him than the main lead. She and her brother got into a cave where they are followed by a mercenary played by Giancarlo Esposito. Don't get me wrong, he's a great actor, but I can see him getting typecast as a villain like previously in Brave New World, like this only. And Stanley Tucci, who seems to be the same villain from the Transformer movie, who is obsessed with the technology. Anyway, they got busted and now they're in an exiled place where the scavengers are ready to take them apart. With the help of Herman, who turned into Iron Giant, they got to a place where Chris previously mentioned. They again got ambushed and now taken to the mall in the middle of nowhere. They meet some new robots, and I actually kinda like this scene because we can see different robot designs. The set looked great and the CGI of the robots complemented the interaction of human and the robots. We meet Mr. Peanut, and after some tsundere moments, he is ready to accompany them into the wilds, where we get to meet Ke-Huy Quan's character, who was killed 10 minutes later. At least his robo self is alive. We finally got the location of Michelle's brother, but Center cavalry arrived and took Christopher, and also cooked robots' homes to crisp. After a motivational speech from Michelle, the robot decided to take down the Center. This would be one of the most ridiculous finales that I have seen. I mean, did the people not see the wild robots coming to the Center headquarters? And why only Center robots fighting this? Where are the police during this chaos? And surprisingly, the wild robots managed to win against the army of robots who are trained to fight in this situation. They literally crumble like a piece of plastic. And we got to the most important part of the movie where our hero has to make the ultimate sacrifice to live or die. I am just tired of this trope. I hate the self-blaming game. Oh, the bad things happen because of me. No, you idiot. It happened because of the corporate overlord is a lunatic. Stop blaming yourself.
You donkey!
The boy dies and the Center collapses. Stanley Tucci is arrested and the world doesn't seem to care.
Huh?
we get a closing speech from Michelle, where I thought we get some aftermath of the situation or why Center is bad for humans. But no, we got the old good triumphs over evil bullshit. I saw the whole movie, but no one other than our leads have been affected by this whole debacle. I fail to see any connection with robots and humans other than Herman and Star-Lord that the movie desperately wanna showcase. The action was not very exciting, the story was overall doesn't feel very engaging, the characters are more or less forgettable.
He's out of line, but he's right.
The name Russo brothers doesn't have the same gravitas outside the MCU as you can see with their previous entries. I heard that the original graphic novel and the art book was much more darker and grittier than this $320 million.
Try!
I wish they would have stayed with the source material, but I was the one imagining these kind of things that will happen in the Hollywood.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
I mean, just look at Wild Robots. This is an example on how you can convey the source material into a movie, and this looks really great, but I can't say about
Try!
some of the parts were great with the scenery and the CGI, but the rest of it was...
Try!
Is this really a Netflix money laundering happening in front of their audience's eye? What do you guys think about the movie? And if you really want to watch a movie about a robot with a heart and a beautiful animation, you should definitely check out The Wild Robot.